Hi there, this is Matt Myers from Anonymous Security Reporting. There was this woman that actually contacted me in June 2012. She explained very clearly why the 9/11 Terrorist terrorists actually crashed upon into the World Trade Center. She says, saying what actually happened was they started their morning and actually did the regular routines inside the house. And then they packed their bags up and then they went up the street. So what it means by regular routines means like saying they got out of bed, had a shower, got dressed, had breakfast, and went up the street and did a food shop. But they're multi-billionaires. And they're multi-billionaires because they're movie writers and things like that, computer writers and things like that. And they're a multi-billion-dollar success person. Anyway, because they're a multi-billion-dollar success person, the government's called them suspicious. They're up the street doing their private shopping centre, doing private shop. Anyway, the KGB officers followed them around. And the government officers followed them around the cities and did it covertly and did it secretly undercover. Anyway, they went up the street. They had no idea what was going on. Behind their back, they had no idea. And the KGB officer actually contacted the psychiatric hospital and said, saying this would be the best time to commit this particular test to reason as it is and do a psychiatric test without them being here. So they went ahead and actually did the test without them being there. Anyway, they did the test without them being there. And that was that. They used a program called Lyrebird AI and got a phone snippet of their phone logs as it is. They returned back home from the food shop, or from the situation at their clothes shop. They returned back home. As they returned back home, they came back home only to find out the cops were actually at their door just a little while later. And they said, so the cops said, so you better run for it. So they actually, so the cops tore the door down. I was saying, what the fuck's going on with your officers? I say, I'm innocent. Anyway, that's what happened. Cops tore the door down, put them under arrest and dragged them away. And that's that. And they dragged them away. They were sent to a psychiatric hospital. And they said, where's my psychiatric test? And they say, you've already done it. I say, no, you lying bastards, I haven't done a psychiatric test today. And they're saying, so why we got an audio recording so your voice for print on record? I say, I've always passed my psychiatric exams. I never did a psychiatric test this day, in this day and time. I never did one. I say, can I please have my phone call? And they say, no. And I say, cooperate or otherwise, we're gonna actually have to drag you unconscious. And then they put them on interrogation medicine, then memory blockers, then LSD. After that, then they broke into the house, robbed all their personal possessions off them. They were multi-billionaires, as it is. They were multi-billionaires like Bill Gates. And now they're multi-billion-dollar paupers. They had a multi-billion-dollar industry, a multi-billion-dollar job or whatever it was, and they were multi-billionaires. They had a number of things littered around the system. The government just cleaned up an innocent person and cleaned up their multi-billion-dollar record and cleaned it up. And to say it's illegal for them to have movie scripts that is dedicated to them. It's illegal. So they just said so very clearly in the police department industry or the KGB government departments, saying let's clean up the legal system and actually get rid of this multi-billionaire because they made a lot of money through the movie industry, and let's clean them up and let's get rid of them. So even the movie and even their mail got sifted. You name it, they did it. They robbed them of a multi-billion-dollar fortune. So I'm just reporting and making it public. They even hijacked, stole their bank account and gave them a bank account detail after they lost their memory, and gave them new bank detail numbers to remember. And the thing is, they even put it inside their new hand manual. Anyway, they had no idea that they had been switched on accounts. Their bank records is saying it's confirmed to be your bank account because the psychiatric hospital opened a new bank account and says it's written in your righteous name. But the thing is, the previous account that you previously had a multi-billion-dollar fortune in it, and the psychiatric hospital just confiscated your account and took away your multi-billion-dollar pension and took away your multi-billion-dollar bank record. And the thing is, they took away that particular bank record. So that's that. Anyway, this innocent person never knew it because the psychiatric hospital put caveats over a number of people as it is, all these people, even over the work site, and saying, look, I say we demand a silence between friend to friend, neighbour to neighbour, workplace to workplace. Someone in their own family reported the fact they were actually a multi-billionaire. They were supposed to have been silenced, but they came out and said saying what was going on. This is what this woman in June 2012 actually said. And the thing is, they said saying, I got a multi-billion-dollar debt, and all the personal possessions in the house were actually repossessed. And everything was going back to repossession and repo. And then after they had to sell up everything, and that was that. And they had to sell it up. And the thing is, that's actually what was going on. And that was the full report. Anyway, because the family members found that there was a multi-billion-dollar bill, a multi-billion-dollar debt, they couldn't pay the debt because they weren't rich enough to pay the debt. And to find out it was actually related to the business organisation that was actually getting shut down, or to an organisation of a bill that was actually not being paid by that particular pension. Anyway, the KGB officers back-billed them some sort of back bill according to what's being said, and massively indebted them to a massive multi-billion-dollar debt. And they're only getting a pension of only $900.40 on the rebate pension of a disability pension. And that's all they've been given. So they couldn't pay the debt of this particular multi-billion-dollar bill. So what they did was they had to sell up everything they previously had. But they said saying they wanted to go down in style, because they said say everything's foreclosing, everything's closing up, and the whole system is falling back on them. The KGB officers, government departments, stole all their private dollars that were legally rightfully their money. Their multi-billion-dollar fortune was stolen. You name it, they stole it. So what they did was, before they went down, basically saying they'll go down with a bang. So they took it to the police department first. And the police department is saying, sorry, we can't help you. And the thing is, they remembered about the police phone number, 911. So that's why 9/11/2001 happened. This is what this female officer or anonymous caller called up and told me about. Then I realised what was going on in full detail. So then I made it public on 000 what was going on. She even told even more information that it could have been some sort of suspicious device. They could have actually been responsible to that particular incident. Could have been, I'm not too sure. And that's that. And the thing is, I'm just reporting and making it public. Thanks for listening. This is Mark Myers from Anonymous Security Reporting.